Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV and another installment of sort of kit reviews and how we set our own stuff. Thank you very much for all the comments on the last one where I went through sort of some of my primaries, my rig, my plate carrier, and people seem to love the idea of just finding out how we set up our gear and why we do it. So we're going to continue with that. I've brought a number of the rest of my platforms out. Everyone was asking, especially about the AK and the MP7, how to set them up. But I've also brought some sidearms and my Sig out to have a look at. I will very briefly cover the sidearms because nowadays they very rarely actually end up on my hip. I've started, like, the way I play now is just keep the primary up and running for as much as possible. And yes, if I do have a secondary, I've got two here. So we do have a salient high capper, nice and simple. Draw it. I know it's going to work. This thing's been with me for probably 7-8 years. I know it's extremely reliable, and a Kydex holster. It's just purely friction retention, nice and easy to get out in any position. I know people like the paddle holsters with the button, but especially if you're prone or very tight up, almost fetal in a sort of bunker or something, it can be quite hard. And if you're putting pressure on the pistol with either gear or other parts of kit, pressing that button can be quite difficult. They can lock up, various things like that. When you're running around and you just like having it on your hip and it is just a draw to shoot, absolutely fine. It is 100% secure. They're not going to go anywhere. It is the most secure type of holster, having a button on it. Just personally, I've had instances where they've just locked up when I'm sort of almost squatting on the wrong side and I can't quite press the button enough to get it out. So that's where the Kydex comes in, there's nothing to press. It's just friction. So I can draw this out and I'm good to go. And I know this is going to work every time. It definitely needs a good clean, but it's just been an absolute war-torn hero. The other one, I do have a Kydex for this, but it's currently sat on my belt because I didn't want to take it off. It is the Maxim 9. Probably not the most competitive, as we'll say, platform, because it is a little bit heavier than your standard pistols. It's big, it's bulky, but I fired one of these in the States maybe 9-10 years ago when they were actually available as a real platform over there, and I said then if there was ever going to be an airsoft version of this, I was going to get one. So I've got it. I've made a Kydex holster for it, so again it can sit on there and I can draw it. And the bonus with this one, with the mag out, the mags are extremely light because they're aluminium, is only half a slide, so it is quite sort of very gas efficient. But this usually comes out with me if I need a panic button. So there is a switch at the back here that you can swap, and this is a full auto pistol platform. So normally if it's going to be a sort of urban and outdoor environment, it's kind of useful. So you can keep it on semi, but if you get into a static position outside where you know you're going to be there for a while, I'll probably just draw the slide back, bang it on full auto, have it sat in front of me if I know I'm in a defensive position, and just have it sat there. If someone comes and I'm laid that way and I know I'm not going to be able to get my primary round to the side fast enough, if there's an angle or a threat possibility to one side, I'll have this sat waiting and just burst fire it, dump the mag, get rid of the threat, and then reload it as and when it's needed. So this is more of a panic button sidearm compared to the high capper that is there as a genuine setup. I've not really done anything with it, so there's no optic, no plate, no nothing. I know you can put traces in it, but I just keep my sidearms as basic as possible. And I did like this, that this came with the aluminium mags, so these weigh absolutely nothing, so you can carry a few of these without them being too detrimental. Love the ergonomics of this as well, visuals, everything about it. I just love this pistol, and that's why I got it. Not really for its sort of purpose or usability in game. I just think it's a beautiful looking bit of kit. We'll come on to the MP7. So a few people asked about this. So this is the AEG version. So it's the Umarex electric. Again, it does need a little bit of a repair because me being me, everyone says don't run these on 11.1, and I was like, I want to, knowing it was going to break at some point, but it just kept chugging along for a long time, and then eventually it did give it the ghost. So it does need a new tappet or some bits doing inside of it to set it up. But once it's up and running, absolutely love this thing. Again, People look at MP7s and see this platform. You can see its sort of width and size, and they go, this is an incredible CQB platform. Yes, it is in this setup. But what people do, you extend the stock all the way out there and add the QD suppressor system that does have a tracer in it. This is now bigger than my AK. It's bigger than my AR. So again, when you are looking at something that is designed to be CQB and you do something like this to it, it's probably no longer CQB. But another reason why I do run it in this setup with the tracer system here, and it is a genuine QD, all you do is there is a button here, you press that, it slides off. This goes in a pouch, just keep it on me. Even indoors, and normally a couple of these platforms are my sort of more versatile platforms. If I'm going to a site that I know is going to be indoors and outdoors, usually it's one of these that comes with me. The MP7 or the Sig, definitely. The AK, I just run when I like it because it's really heavy. But knowing that there's going to be sort of light and dark areas and I can drop it on and off, knowing that I can literally click it on and it's good, press that button, click it off, and it goes in a pouch, and I can run this genuinely as a CQB platform. Again, a lot of people think short barrel, APAEG, because it is the one-to-one magnifier. Very wide open optic. I've thrown the SRS on it because this does swap and change between the MWS and this, because it is a genuine QD, and I know with the PEC box, as you can see this line here, I know it's going to go exactly in the same spot. Magnifier, because we've got that CQB element, but if I do go outside, I've got that flip to side. Foregrip, just as and when. Do really like the MP7 as well because it does have the bolt stop system in it. You run like 4 mags with this. They are 120s, so it does have the true bolt stop, full auto, and again, I was running it on 11.1, so I was getting really nice response from it, really fast rate of fire, and it is a savage bit of kit and so much fun to use, which is the main sort of be all and end of it. As you can see, I have painted this one. A friend of mine did this, again, a fair few years ago, just to match it up. Just when it was sort of set up in its sort of all black, it was some of the Umarex platforms, I think they have that little shine to them. So I just wanted to take that away a little bit, hence why this one's painted just with, you can see on the optics, they all almost have a matte finish. The MP7 had a little bit too much of a shine for my liking, so that's why this one got painted, whereas other things didn't. And I was going through the Afghan and back sort of phase where you were dusting all your platforms and making them look as cool as possible, and this was just the sort of end result of that, and I absolutely love that thing. Need to get it back up and running. So we'll then come to the AK. I will need a bit more space for this one. So this is my Tokyo Marui AKM. So this was originally, when you get them out of the box, this was the wood kit version, and then it has been edited out of its eyeballs. And as you can see, this is, I kind of run this when I'm feeling that I want to just be a bit more immersive. Yes, this thing slings BBs like you would not believe, but this thing is heavy, like really, really, really heavy. I have got 6 mags for it, and I usually run all 6 at a time. But it is quite comfortable to run with just the T1 on it. So I just have the Vortex T1 on there, knowing that when I put that dot on something, it is going to go away. Tried to take some of the weight away with the Kate Moss style stock, but again, this thing does weigh a ton. We've got the Sharps Bros rail on the front, so we do have like this big M-lock, massive chunky front end. Moe grip, again, I use these similar to a hand stop, so I don't grip these like this. Basically, when I'm holding it, the hand comes in, and then what that means is I can draw this weapon away if I am going to go for a sidearm, so I've got control of my front of my weapon. When it's like this, I feel it's a bit wobbly, and it does mean I can get hold of the maul. So on this one, we do have a maul. Again, with it being essentially a short range platform, or my engagements are going to be shorter, that's why we've gone for a T1 and a laser system. So when I am sort of cutting around a corner, I can bang the laser on, put rounds where I want it, and then come up to an aimed shot. Yeah, simple flash hider, tried to keep it a little bit shorter. A suppressor on this would be astronomically long, and it would probably only run outdoors. And again, with a lot of my other platforms, I do prefer that sort of short, snub-nosed front end rather than a tracer or a suppressor system. I went through a big phase of putting suppressors on everything because it is really, really cool. But I have sort of once they've grown out of it, just gone into a slightly different phase of running muzzle brakes and flash hiders. We have got a Ergo Hug grip on here. Again, it's a rubberized grip, really good, especially with gloves. You absolutely stick to this like glue, and it's solid when you're aiming down sights. But I'd say it's a simple setup, but it is one of my favourites with the sling, so a quick draw sling. So again, it is heavy, so it is one of the few platforms that I do run a sling on, especially with the plates and 6 mags and stuff like that. I think all in all, with the plates, with the AK and all mags, I think we weighed it up about 16 kilos. So it's not something I run all day with at all. This is normally first game or last game, and I just want a bit of fun. But it is a hell of a lot of fun to run around with. And again, folding stocks on most things just for packing it away. One thing I will say with the Tokyo Marui AKs, and again, anyone that loads gas mags, you will get adapters out like that. I do have a loading adapter that goes on the top, clicks on there, and I can load it with a speed loader. It's not for an Odin, it is simply a standard speed loader. But when I got this, I tried to load it. If I did not have this, I don't think I'd have ever used this gun in game, because they are not a pain to load, they just take a while. Whereas if you've got this, you can click it on, speed load it, and you can do that in game as well. It's just, it keeps you in the game longer. Anything that does that, keeps you in the fight, keeps you playing for longer, is always a Brucey bonus. And it can just go in your pouch with your speed loader. It sits on there, it doesn't go anywhere, and you can speed load this up. You can still have your weapon up and ready and sat waiting. Again, sat there with the Maxim 9, with it sat on full auto, loading guns, loading mags, getting stuff set up, do it with AEGs, the Salient, the Sistema, with Odins or all like that. Stay out in game. If you can keep yourself in game with any bit of kit, it is incredible. So Odin speed loaders, any adapters like this, loads of stuff. There's even people that run the Autobot speed loader in a big pouch and just literally drop their mags on it, reload them as they're running around, and play like that. But yeah, and again, this is another lightweight sort of low impact torch. If you watch our CQB sort of training-ish video, our sort of real steel to airsoft translation of how it all works, again, this is a low impact torch system. You'll see it in all my kit, all the MP7's the same. I don't really run sort of an Eye of Mordor style torch that needs to blind everyone around me and get as much light down range, because I've found that they affect the shooter as much as they affect the person down range. So if you use them wrong, you're going to blind or get flash effect on your own players. You're going to white light yourself, and especially if it started going into a night game or twilight and you white light, your natural night vision is done for probably 20-30 minutes, and you are not as effective in game. So I run very minimal white light on any platform. If it has to be white light, it is very subdued or dispersed kind of white light. Coming on to the Sig. So probably the most expensive build I've had when it comes to sort of parts and what's inside this. Coming close to like and this is obviously from new, not really getting a lot of stuff from new for a few years, but if you were getting stuff from new, this is probably one of the most expensive setups, purely because, again, there are some real steel parts on it, and it is got a lot done internally. The best way to explain this is, internally, it's very similar to what the guys at Bolster Armories do. So it's had its hop done, it's got a gate Titan in it, CNC'd hop, nozzle, absolutely everything done internally. This platform is probably my go-to when I go to sites similar to if you've played at Warzone down south or Anzio in Leek. If it's got a definitive indoor-outdoor sort of diverse area. If you're going to a site, say I go to the Stan in Sheffield, I'll probably be running a gas platform, the MP7, something I know that's just going to run indoors and be fine all day. This is an incredible build for every single scenario. As you can see, the Vortex 1-6 on top. So again, I've got that 1 times, and I've got is this the 4 times? I have a couple, but this is, yes, this is the 6 times. I had to double check there. So this is the 6 times, because I did have the 4 times for a while, but this is the 6. And it does have this new sliding scope switch on it. Main reason for this is you're inside and you go to a site like Warzone or Anzio, you could be shooting down a corridor, engaging 3 to 5 to 10 foot away. turn to your left and be shooting out of a door and be engaging at 30 plus feet away. And this allows me to simply change the zoom on my optic without having to take my hand off. I don't have to come up here and wind it myself. I can do this. I could be looking out of a window, looking down a roadway, turn to my right as I cross through the threshold of a door. I've pulled it into 1 times and I'm good to go. So I'm not taking that. It sounds negligible with it being a couple of seconds or fractions of a second to change your optic. But 9 times out of 10, before I was using on this, I set my magnified optic at 2.5 and it never changed all day because you didn't want to take that chance of going through a doorway and someone being there. I was doing this, especially at Warzone. I think I've had a video on it when we first ran these, and this thing's going backwards and forwards, scanning, searching, shooting long range down an alleyway, turning into an ISO container, wrapping this back on 1 times, engaging through a corridor. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit. And these can be set up with various different types of magnified optic as well. So again, this is on the Vortex. Depending which way your optic spins to magnify it, mine is currently push to magnify. It can be the other way around. We've had it with vector optics where this sits at the front and you pull back to zoom. You can set them up how you want. A little bit of an awkward situation with this being on the Sig is I do have to take the front off this slidey panel here, so you can see the screws at the front. So I do have to take this off, to take my rail off, take the suppressor off, take it all apart to change the battery. But that being said, it has got the gate in it, it has got that in it. So normally once a battery's in it, it's going to run all day. I don't have to do that during a game day. So it's a pro-con that I'm kind of happy to run with. And it is quite the usability and the versatility I get from this outweighs that extra couple of seconds that it takes to change a battery. When it comes to my AEGs as well, obviously not with the gas weapons, not with pistols, probably not with the MP7 because they're proprietary mags or anything like that, but with my Salient and the Sig, I run the cheapest mags I can possibly find. Either plastic Stanag mags, metal, anything that's a mid-cap that locks in place. All I want is when I press that mag release that the mag falls out. So when this is vertical, it will fall out because once this has not got BBs in it, I don't want it. When it comes to the other mags, I do want to keep hold of them because they are a bit more expensive. But when it comes to AEGs, if this hasn't got BBs in it, I'm not bothered about taking it out and putting it in a pouch. It can bounce on the floor, it can disappear for a minute, out of my sight, and we can go from there. The quicker I can get this out of the platform and a new one in, the better. So 9 times out of 10, it simply gets dropped out, new mag comes in, I'll play, and then maybe once the game's ended, I'll wander back and try and find them. Hence, the cheapest mags I can find. On the front, we do have a suppressor. I've put one of the dead airs in because I left my device at home. As I've said, I do have to take this apart to change the battery. So the suppressor normally doesn't live on it. It lives in another box. So when I put this in a case this morning, I forgot to get mine, but it is a very similar. I normally run a 556 SOCOM tracer unit on the front of here. Again, for that versatility of indoors, outdoors, I've got the 1 to 6 times. I've got the tracer set up. I can run this absolutely anywhere and be very, very happy with it. It's got the QD sling points if I do want to run a sling, if we're going for a long outing. And again, the folding stocks, I never run in-game with a folding stock. It's just not how I kind of like to do it. I like to be fully aimed shots, weapon in the shoulder. So this is more for the versatility of packing it away and having multiple platforms in a case. So the only reason why I get folding stocks is so I can pack them away easier and run them like that. I don't fold them in stock and try and get round a corner, fight round the corner properly and make sure you've got your weapon aimed and down the sights properly. We are going to continue this series if you like what you've seen. So again, that's the my AEG Sig that is just 100% versatile. I can take it anywhere and I know it's going to run a gun, but 9 times out of 10, that's where I take if I'm going to a sort of amorphic site where there's going to be very close CQB and very distant outdoors. The AK, obviously the gas AK, it's just hilarious to use. Absolutely love it. Chunks off rounds. It's probably this and my MWS, very, very immersive. Not really that limiting. Yes, you've got 35 round mags, but it's no different to running a couple of M4s. If you know how to load your platforms very quick and easy, you're never really out of the game. And again, with a gas system, you get that dead man's click, run a secondary. I know I've said that I don't normally run them, but I do have a couple. MP7, people were asking about this, just how it was set up. Again, as I've said before, people go for an MP7 because it's CQB, and then they bang all these extra bits on it, fold the stock out, and then we are literally looking at something that is pretty much the same length as a full-size Sig platform. So as you can see like that, They are pretty much an AR size build. So yeah, I've got an MP7, doesn't mean it's CQB, but incredible to use. Either the gas one, the electric one, whichever one you want, you will not be disappointed with an MP7. Very lightweight, very ergonomic, and you can carry an incredible amount of magazines as well, especially the AG ones. So these weigh absolutely nothing. Brucey bonus, the bolt stop is a nice feature as well. So hope you've enjoyed that. That's the others of my platform. I may have one or two other sidearms or pistols lying around, maybe a bolty. I think I don't really run bolties anymore. I'm too much of a sort of angry squirrel when I'm playing. So if I see a player I want to advance to contact and get there, I'm far too impatient to sit there waiting and watching. These guys that do sniper videos and sit there for a long time have incredible patience that I do not have. So when you are watching these guys doing them sniper videos, part of that talent is the patience, and I do not have it. I want to run and gun, gas weapons, just get in absolutely everywhere I can and just get hit, back, out, and just ruin my day with carrying too much kit. But hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you've got a couple of ideas, maybe some inspiration how you'd set yours up. Let us know how you've done yours, if you've got an AK, MP7, or even just how you've set your AR, M4, SIG, how you'd set yours up. Let us know down below. And we will continue with this Operation Knowhow. There's a few training videos coming. We want to expand that. So the community helps us with that by dropping comments and letting us know what you want to learn, because otherwise we're just going to keep doing what we want to do, which is fine. But if you've got something you want to learn, let us know, and we'll add it to our list of content that we want to do. But if that is everything, thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.